Together, we can make a difference.
This is Two Pros and a Cup of Joe.
We're getting back into it.
A couple second-round picks were able to get guaranteed contracts.
Who are those players, the two that signed?
Jaden Higgins and Carson Schlesinger.
Is that more of a franchise decision, or is it a worth decision?
Two Pros, LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, and a Cup of Joe. Jonas Knox, 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific. Fox Sports 940.
Fox on Games, your insider's cheat code to gaming.
Sony Interactive Entertainment is using their PlayStation 5 and their PSVR 2 virtual reality headset to help players learn about the climate.
See for yourself how much the climate has changed over the last century.
Their latest project, Climate Station, uses 4K television technology and the interaction of VR to immerse players in climate data. The app says it has 3 story modes: Weather Year, where users are shown the complex interconnected weather systems of the Earth; Observations, which dives into the numbers and data of the last 120 years, including detailed temperature records; and in Projections, users will explore how various choices will affect the future. Sony Interactive also says they hope that it will not only be used at home by regular players, but as research and education tools, especially since much of the information comes from NASA and NOAA, among others. Eamon Dignam, Fox News.
Football is back.
And the season lives on iHeartRadio.
Whether it's fantasy advice
or venting with your favorite host over that blown call,
iHeartRadio brings you all of it.
From the official NFL Podcast Network.
Welcome to NFL Daily.
To local stations that bring you the games live.
Touchdown!
This is 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
And it all starts now.
Just open the iHeartRadio app
and search NFL
to dive in.
Catch the boys of summer right here.
In the 0-2, Stowers rips down the right field line. That gets in, and the ball game is over. Kyle Stowers with a line shot down the right field line, and it's a walk-off winner for the Fish on opening day.
Marlins baseball happens here. Fox Sports 940 and the iHeartRadio app. Being the place you turn for pros, it's a lot of responsibility. But from Dan Patrick and Colin Cowherd all the way to Ben Maller,
responsibility needs to be taken.
Nobody,
leave that to the professionals,
does it better. Fox Sports 940 Miami.
1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack. A 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, great to have you with us. Nice job, Carlos. Welcome. We're live here from Lone Depot Park in Miami on a Wednesday afternoon, and you are listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio on Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 133 of 162. 30 games remain, and win number 63 had to wait last night as Miami is looking to supersede 2024's victory total. It's the final game of this 9-game homestand, and Miami has a chance at its first series win in a little over 2.5 weeks, and it's the last time that these two teams will meet in 2025. A rubber match on the way. It's game 3 and the series finale between the 60-72 Atlanta Braves and your now 62-70 Miami Marlins. Joey Wentz, the southpaw, will make his 9th start of the season for the Braves and 3rd appearance against Miami. Remember, he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates and appeared in the 2nd game of that opening weekend, and then, of course, started with the Atlanta Braves earlier in the month of August against Miami. He'll make, again, his 3rd appearance against the Fish. Clayton McCullough, he will give the ball to his 26-year-old right-hander Ryan Gusto, who will face the Braves as well for the 2nd time this month. We will get going at 1:10 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Good afternoon. Welcome in here to Marlins on Deck. Thanks for making us a part of your Wednesday with Jack McMullen and former Marlins All-Star Gabby Sanchez. I'm Steven Strom. Got a good show for you ahead. We will lead with Janson Junk, who is headed to the 15-day IL. He was supposed to start tomorrow in New York. That spot now TBD. We'll get some sound from Janson Junk. Ben Ingram, the radio voice of the Atlanta Braves, will join the program. We'll recap last night's 9th, plus what he saw from Sandy Alcantara. Of course, we'll get you at the head of the count with Joey Wentz and Ryan Gusto. Jack and Gabby will break down some headlines today at Marlins Radio. X-Poll question and Steve's guarantee to victory. So Janson Junk, man, he's been one of the brighter spots of this season for the Marlins. 6-2 this year, a 4.09 ERA. That ERA has ticked up, but 17 appearances, 12 starts. He has 1 save. This guy has appeared in every such role. But again, he is headed to the IL with right ulnar nerve irritation. Here was some of what Janson spoke about this morning on what he felt prior to going on the IL and what the next steps look like as far as rehab is concerned.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Coming out of that start, day after, felt good, but it was just low intensity throwing, and then we're going to just kind of see how the bullpen went. Had some nerve stuff, come up during that bullpen yesterday. Wasn't anything crazy. I wasn't too concerned. No pain or anything. I was able to finish the bullpen, but just having some little symptom. We were just erring on the side of caution, and I think that's probably the best thing to do in that, in that situation. So respect the training staff for what they do. Me as a player, I wanted to, be out there for the guys and everything. This is my first time on the IL, so it's kind of tough for me to, do that. But, ultimately for my future and the team and everything, I think this is the, best route forward.
Is it a tingle? What is it with the nerve? Is it numb? What do you feel?
No, it's not like numbness. It's more just like a little tingle in the hand. I'd seen the doctor and everything. All my tests came back pretty clean. Diagnosis was just like a little bit of ulnar nerve irritation, inflammation. And, things like that happen as a pitcher. It's just annoying because I'm not in pain, and it's just more of a feeling rather than, that like if it was like a shoulder injury or like a actual detrimental injury where I could, instantly say like, yeah, I'm not fine. So it's like kind of frustrating for me being a feeling rather than, painful feeling.
Is there like no throw? What does the rehab look like for something like this?
No, it's going to be, day by day thing. I'll take today off, and then tomorrow I'll just kind of get back into it and just kind of take it from there. So it's not like a long-term shutdown right now. So I'm, 15-day IL, just hoping to be that. Keep on a normal program. Kind of just take time, let the inflammation cut down, and hopefully be back out there soon.
All right, unfortunate news again for Janson Junk, placed on the 15-day IL with right ulnar nerve irritation. Again, Janson 6-2 this year, 4.09 ERA, 17 appearances, 12 starts, coming off a really solid one over the weekend against Toronto. He is now TBD tomorrow in New York. It's interesting. We'll see what Clayton McCullough decides to do. The Marlins did make multiple roster moves. Seth Martinez was selected from AAA Jacksonville. We saw him a couple of times in spring training. Freddie Tarnick was recalled from AAA Jacksonville. Remember, Freddie came up in that DC series and collected a save. Josh Simpson, who struggled yesterday, had that nightmare 9th inning and struggled in Boston, was optioned to AAA Jacksonville. Clayton McCullough did speak this morning and, really spoke highly of Josh and told us that he still believes and the organization believes in Josh and thinks that he's going to be a big part of the future here with the Miami Marlins. We will break here Look, I know yesterday kind of stunk. It was one inning. The Marlins lose 11-2, but there was a lot to take from Sandy Alcantara. 900 strikeouts on his career yesterday and 3 straight quality starts. We'll speak with Ben Ingram. We'll preview Game 3, but I also want to talk about what he saw from Sandy Alcantara. Again, 3 straight quality starts for Sandy, and last night, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 7 punch-outs, and 2 walks. We're playing at 110, a rubber match, and the final game between these two teams will wrap up here at Lone Depot Park. We'll break. Marlins on Deck continues. Ben Ingram's next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Nobody catching him on the American League side.
1-1. That one lined up the middle. That is down for a base hit. Marcy around third. He will come in to score, and the Gus Bus does drive him home. Augustine Ramirez with an RBI knock, and that's some breathing room for the fish. 5-3 in the bottom of the second. 0-1 pitch. Acosta hits one well out to left center field. Profar is back. He's looking up, and it's gone. There's the insurance. All this guy does is hit homers. His 3rd major league hit. They've all left the yard, and there's the breathing room we've been clamoring for. It's 2-0 Marlins in the bottom of the 8th because of our guy Maximo.
That we've seen 8 outs via the ground ball.
First pitch to Troy. He smacks high in the sky, right center. Acuna on the move. He is back, and it short hops off the base of the wall. Otto held, but he's around third. He will score without a throw, and Troy Johnston swaps places with him. It's an RBI double, and in a pitcher's duel, it's the Marlins that strike first. 1-0 Fish in the bottom of the 5th. 3-2. That one hit well out to left center field and deep. Lucas is back at the track. He leaps up, and it's gone. Power stroke. Javier Sanoja. Homer number 5 on the year for him. Little man's got some thump. And the Fish are on the board. 3-1 Toronto in the bottom of the 2nd. Solo homer. He's got 2 of the 3 knocks. 2-1. That one hit well out to right center field and deep. Barso is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Maximo again.
Stream now.
Welcome back here to Marlins on Deck. Steven Stom, Ben Ingram, one of the radio voices of the Atlanta Braves, getting you ready here for the series finale, the final matchup between the Marlins and the Braves. Curious, Sandy Alcantara, you've seen him a couple of times, but yesterday, sensational. What were the conversations like in the booth?
He looked a lot more like Sandy Alcantara, I think, more than anything. I was looking at his numbers leading into that start, and the last 2 leading into it, he had the 9 strikeouts versus St. Louis, and I thought, okay, he's starting to figure some things out. Sinker looked really good, and I thought the guy that we saw last night was significantly better than what we'd seen earlier this season, and a big step forward for him because you know that it's in there, and once he gets back to where he wants to be, he's going to be one of the more dominant pitchers in the league. And I think it's similar to what Spencer Strider's been going through. It's just a reminder that when you have the operation, you don't just come back and all of a sudden you are your former self. You got to pitch through it, and you have to go out there and eat innings and make starts and be out there every 5 days and continue to build back to what you once were. And it's certainly in there for Sandy.
Can I ask you a non-baseball question?
Yeah.
I want to do broadcast real quick. When you go through a 9th inning, like yesterday, let's do in your position where the Braves obviously had a really good inning, in our position. How do you broadcast something like that?
Well, I was surprised. That's for sure. In a situation like that, you kind of go from, okay, what do you need to do to execute to get a run? Because it's a 2-2 game, and it's a pitcher's duel, and we had seen a pitcher's duel the night before. So you're thinking if you can get a run, that might win the game. So to go from the mindset of, okay, how do you get a guy on, get him over, get him in, play some small ball, to all of a sudden it explodes, at that point it completely changes. It's so unexpected, and I think when I'm broadcasting, whether it's my team having an inning like that or the other team having an inning like that, I really want to express the surprise in what is taking place. So our listeners hear, oh, wow, this is really unexpected and really rare, especially for a team that's really scuffled and been inconsistent scoring runs this season. So I think that's what I wanted to emphasize yesterday, was just how much of a surprise that 9th inning was.
Ben Ingram with us now. Does finishing in 3rd place matter?
I think it does. No, it's you want to finish in first, obviously. That goes without saying. But if I I think it's a point of pride to finish as close to first as you can if you can't finish in first place. And if you are a competitor and you look at 30 games left in the season and you're 2 games behind the team in front of you, you want to catch them. I think anybody who does this, whether it's on the field or whether it's as a coach or a manager or even a broadcaster or a fan, you have that competitive nature and you want to finish ahead of that team that's closest to you. So you want to finish as best you can. 30 games left, try to finish with a punctuation and feel better about your offseason.
We saw Joey Wentz earlier in the month. We actually saw him with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think it was a couple days into opening day. What happened in his last start where he really struggled?
Just command more than anything. Joey's an interesting story to me, and it's similar to what we discussed with Charlie Morton over the last few seasons. And what I mean by that is not everybody who's a big prospect comes up and at 24 and 25 gets it. This is a hard game to be good at, and sometimes you'll see guys 29, 30, 31 before it finally clicks for them. And for Joey, this is his 3rd team this season. He was Pirates, Twins, and now the Braves. It was his bullpen coach with the Twins that showed him a different variation in his cutter. It's made a difference for him. So what I'm getting at is you just never know what you're going to pick up along the way. And while he's been around for a while and he's starting again for the first time in a while, things have clicked for him that maybe weren't clicking for the first 4 or 5 years of his career. And you just never know when that's going to click for a certain player. And it's so easy to give up on individuals when they're 3, 4, 5 years in and things aren't going all that well. And you just want to put a description on them and say they're this or they're that. Well, sometimes that changes. And for Joey, that's been the case. And I'll be curious to see how he bounces back today after that last tough go-round.
Joey Wentz will go opposite Ryan Gusto. You saw him earlier in the month. Thank you, as always, for the time. We'll get you out of the count with those two. We're playing at 110. Marlins looking to win this rubber match on the Marlins Radio Network.
No, there's nobody catching him on the American League side.
1-1. That one lined up the middle. That is down for a base hit. Marcy around third. He will come in to score, and the Gus Bus does drive him home. Augustine Ramirez with an RBI knock, and that's some breathing room for the fish. 5-3 in the bottom of the second. 0-1 pitch. Acosta hits one well out to left center field. Profar is back. He's looking up, and it's gone. There's the insurance. All this guy does is hit homers. His 3rd major league hit. They've all left the yard, and there's the breathing room we've been clamoring for. It's 2-0 Marlins in the bottom of the 8th because of our guy Maximo.
That we've seen 8 outs via the ground ball.
First pitch to Troy. He smacks high in the sky, right center. Acuna on the move. He is back, and it short hops off the base of the wall. Otto held, but he's around third. He will score without a throw, and Troy Johnston swaps places with him. It's an RBI double, and in a pitcher's duel, it's the Marlins that strike first. 1-0 Fish in the bottom of the 5th. 3-2. That one hit well out to left center field and deep. Lucas is back at the track. He leaps up, and it's gone. Power stroke. Javier Sanoja. Homer number 5 on the year for him. Little man's got some thump. And the Fish are on the board. 3-1 Toronto in the bottom of the 2nd. Solo homer. He's got 2 of the 3 knocks. 2-1. That one hit well out to right center field and deep. Barso is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone.
Sleep you deserve. Visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
This is Clayton McCullough here, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Oh, it's great to have you aboard here on a Wednesday afternoon. Steven Strom here guiding you to first pitch. Final game of this homestand for the Marlins, looking to win a series for the first time since that Yankees won in the beginning of August. Again, Gabby Sanchez, Jack McMullen, they have your call. They'll also join me in the next segment. Take the Marlins wherever you go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game. Folks, we only got 30 left here in the 2025 campaign. Let's get you ahead of the count. We'll start here with Joey Wentz, who we will see. The Atlanta Braves will send out the 27-year-old southpaw to make his 9th start in an Atlanta Braves uniform, his 3rd appearance against Miami. He was with Pittsburgh and came out of the bullpen against the Marlins over that weekend, and then he did start against Miami on August 10th. He earned the win, allowed 1 run on 4 hits, 3 walks over 5 1/3 on the season. Wentz is 4-4 with a 5.25 ERA, 33 games, 7 starts, 72 innings pitched this season. He did take the loss on Friday. We heard Ben Ingram talk about it. The command was off against the Mets, allowed 6 runs over 3 1/3, tied a season high in runs, and allowed the most hits this season with 9. Wentz will throw a four-seamer, a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. 6'5", he delivers from a high over-the-top arm slot. The other nugget, as far as Joey Wentz is concerned, he will walk guys. A 10.7% walk rate. See if the Marlins are able to show some diligence, some patience, and make this guy throw in the zone. Ryan Gusto, 26-year-old right-hander, will make his 17th start in third with the Marlins. Remember, he was traded over from Houston for Jesus Sanchez and a couple of prospects. Gusto this season, 7-6, a 5.05 ERA, 98 innings combined. He did take the loss on Friday against Toronto. 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs. Here is what Gusto said after that start against the Jays.
The line was a little bit better, but I feel good physically, and I'm really happy with the way that I threw. I would definitely love some strikeouts to be on that line as well. I think that I was a little bit too uncompetitive with some of my 2-strike offerings, and then I think that they are a good bat-to-ball team. I think that they were seeing the ball well. They were sticking to their plan that we talked about, and I think that I had a lot of weak contact in 2-strike counts, and to me that's still a win. It's not the strikeout, it's not the whiff that you want, but there was a lot of really weak contact into the infield and pop-ups, so I take that as a win too.
Well, no strikeouts for Gusto on Friday against Toronto, but he did punch out 8 in his first start with Miami against this team right here, the Atlanta Braves, back on August 9th. 6 frames, 3 runs, a quality start, and again, 8 punchies for Ryan Gusto. For Gusto, he'll throw the kitchen sink at you. 4-seamer, curveball, cutter, sinker, changeup, sweeper, slider, deep pitch mix. Joey Wentz, Ryan Gusto. They will be our matchup on the mound at 1:10. We'll break. We'll get Gabby Sanchez and Jack McMullen on next. We got storylines and we got keys to victory as the Marlins look up to wrap up this homestand on a high before we head out to the Big Apple in Queens. Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
Plus human.
0-1. Sanoja with the ground ball over to short. So Jay-Z flips to second for 1, on to first, dug out by Contreras in time for the double play, but the run does come in to score. It's not productive from an RBI perspective. There are 2 men gone, but the Fish are on the board. It's 1-0 Marlins in the bottom of the 7th.
Like Citi Field fall.
Yep.
And Atlanta.
First pitch, that one a liner up the gut, rolling right through into center field. It plates 2 more. Marcian from third, Augustine around. He scores from second. Ball rolls back into the infield, and Heriberto Hernandez has a multi-hit, 2 RBI day. He makes it 3-0 Fish in the bottom of the 3rd. Extended from the letters. And payoff again. That one a bouncing ball up the middle. That one is through for a base hit. They're going to wave Hicks around. Nootbaar's throw is going to third. It beats Hernandez by plenty. They tag him out there, but Hicks does come in to score. It's an RBI single for Troy Janson, and there's some more breathing room for the Fish. It's 4-1 Marlins in the bottom of the 5th. Acosta hits high in the air, out to center and deep. Nootbaar is back at the track, and it's gone. Maximo, the first hit of his career, is a big fly. Maximo Acosta, 418 feet later, is in the hit column. And it's 5-2 Marlins in the bottom of the 6th. Someone get him that baseball.
Ow.
Here's the pitch. And it's cut on and missed. Sandy is fired up. It was perfect. A sinker at 93 dove to the lower inside edge. It's a season high. 9 punch-out.
Xfinity.com. Requiere facturación electrónica y pago automático con cuenta bancaria registrada. Aplican restricciones. Equipo de impuestos y tarifas son adicionales. Después de la promo aplican tarifas regulares. Ahorros comparados a Verizon 5G Internet más una línea Limited Welcome y AT&T Internet 300 más una línea Limited Started SL. Requiere Xfinity Internet. Velocidades reales varían. Velocidades se reducen después del uso de 30 gigabits por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
Marlins are on the hunt for win number 63. They won 62 in the entire 2024 season. Welcome into Marlins on Deck. Steven Strom, Gabby Sanchez, and Jack McMullen. Marlins took game 1 of this series on Monday. And yesterday, if you were to tell me in the 9th inning, tied up at 2, that Javier Sanoja would end up pitching in that inning,
Yeah.
I would have probably went to play the lottery. I don't know where we want to start. My big thing today, guys, is like, does finishing in third place matter? Given the I know we want to finish first and second, but given the season state with 30 left, I'll start with Jack. Does finishing in third, finishing in front of the Braves matter?
I think yes, and I thought Ben Ingram put it in a really solid way, joining you a couple of segments ago. Like, obviously, first is the goal, and then second is the secondary goal. But, it's important, I think, to win it over your division rival, put together a better season. The Marlins, obviously, they want to have more wins than they have right now. The Atlanta Braves certainly want to have a heck of a lot more wins than they have right now. This has been a disappointing season, but I guarantee you in their clubhouse, they're thinking, okay, we can salvage a little bit of this. We can enter the long nap of the offseason with a better taste in our mouth if we finish in third as opposed to fourth. And the Marlins, I guarantee you they're saying the same darn thing. Hey, we can finish over the Atlanta Braves, the big bad Braves that had the best offense we've seen in recent history just 2 years ago. So I do think it matters. That's my short answer.
Gabby, I know it's been a frustrating last couple of weeks for the Marlins who are vying for that wild card spot, but now all of a sudden, is there something to, playing spoiler and trying to finish ahead of the Braves now?
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever you're playing, you're always going to have to play for something, right? And you always have to look at whatever goal that is there. And right now that goal is, hey, we don't want the Braves to catch us. Like, we want to keep on winning, of course, and we want to have a better season than what we had last year. Check. We want to keep doing that. I think the next one is you kind of look ahead and you can play spoiler of, hey, we're not making it, neither are you. And that was always a fun time in September because it was like meaningful games without it really being meaningful games, because a lot of times by September, you're like, okay, we're not making it to the playoffs. We're already out, or we're as close as you can be to out. So let's not let the other guys celebrate in our locker room or in our stadium.
I want to talk about Ryan Gusto, but before that, guys, just get some reaction from the roster moves that were announced this morning. Seth Martinez selected from AAA Jacksonville. Freddie Tarnick recalled from AAA. Janson Junk placed on the 15-day IL with right ulnar nerve irritation, 6-2 with a 4 ERA. He's pitched better than a 4 ERA. He's been awesome this season, guys. Just let's start with the reaction from this roster move.
Yeah, I'll start us off. Like, just unfortunate, for Junk. Obviously, we went into his pitch design session yesterday thinking that he was going to be on turn and it was going to be totally fine, and he wasn't going to miss a start after he was shaking his hand out after blowing 96 right by Dalton Varsho. But it turns out he just felt that tingling sensation again, and it really did seem like a better safe than sorry thing. You heard from Janson a little bit earlier on in the pregame show, but that was kind of a weird one because you knew that he was going into his pitch design. So he responded okay just throwing, after his start, but obviously the bullpen session will tell you a heck of a lot more than just playing catch after your start.
Marlins TBD.
One, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Junk.
Go ahead,
It's just Junk is the big one. Like, that's the person, because they kind of want to see where he's going to be for next year. Where is he going to fit in? And there is a spot that's probably going to be available, and this would definitely help him to kind of either solidify that spot or show, like, I am going to fight for that spot because I deserve to fight for that spot. Hopefully it is nothing, and it's the 15 days, let it rest up a little bit, then he's able to come back and finish strong. But I think that is first and foremost like the biggest move that happened.
It's a really weird injury. Again, it's right ulnar nerve irritation. I talked to him, like, what does the rehab process look like? He's not going to throw today, but it kind of feels like this injury has maybe a mind of its own. There's not really anything. It's not a shoulder or an elbow. It's more of a nerve thing. He's not even in pain when he throws. So it'll be interesting to see what the Marlins do tomorrow. Janson Junk was supposed to start in New York. Some candidates, Valente Belloso could start, Freddie Tarnick. Last thing, Gab, just Ryan Gusto, couple of starts. Let's hear what he said in his last one against a tough Toronto offense.
The line was a little bit better, but I feel good physically, and I'm really happy with the way that I threw. I would definitely love some strikeouts to be on that line as well. I think that I was a little bit too uncompetitive with some of my two-strike offerings, and then I think that they are a good bat-to-ball team. I think that they were seeing the ball well. They were sticking to their plan that we talked about, and I think that I had a lot of weak contact in two-strike counts, and to me that's still a win. It's not the strikeout, it's not the whiff that you want, but I mean, there was a lot of really weak contact into the infield and pop-ups, so I take that as a win too.
So, Gabby, uncompetitive two-strike pitches. to Toronto. You balance that against this Atlanta Braves, two different offenses.
It is. I mean, look, that Toronto team, they're annoying. Right? They're going to foul off all these pitches. They're going to wait for one mistake. It's a tough lineup top to bottom. It's different with the Braves, right? The Braves have a good kind of top of the lineup, maybe 1 through 6. So there is space in there in that 7, 8, 9 that you're able to kind of navigate through and know, okay, they're not going to be that, big hitters coming from those spots. For me, but he talked about uncompetitive pitches. I don't think that that's the case. I just think that he ran into a really good offense with Toronto that wasn't swinging off the plate. They were making him throw in the plate. Different here with the Braves. I feel like he can get more swings and misses. You're going to be a little bit more aggressive too with the Braves, especially early in the counts. If he's able to utilize that fastball, that cutter mix, I think he'll be totally fine. He had 2 bad innings. He had the first inning where he gave up 3, and then Varsho hit the home run against him in the 6th. Other than that, he was actually really, really good that whole entire game. So if he just can stay with what he was doing there and what he did the game before against these Braves, where he had a quality start, he'll be just fine.
All right, Ryan Gusto will go opposite Joey Wentz. That's Gabby Sanchez. Jack, I always talk about the walk-off. You get the attention for the walk-off calls in these big-time offensive moments. But what was it like calling Sandy's 900th career punch-out?
It was cool. It's cool to be at like a milestone moment of one of the best pitchers on the planet. So it's cool, man. And like I told you last night, before Verlander's start, he was a strikeout away from taking sole possession, 9th place from Walter Johnson on the all-time strikeout list. Like, those are the cool things, I feel like, where you can just be a part of that. Like, we were all a part of that. And we were here, we're in the building, getting to see a checkpoint strikeout for Sandy Alcantara. It's cool. And, you can tell your kids about number 900 or number 1,000, whichever one that he will get to.
And gets a pretty good opponent in Ronald Acuna Jr., who, again, is he in the – oh, he is. I was going to say, why is he leading off? Okay, he's DHing and batting third. Well, we'll see how Ryan Gusto fares with Ronald Acuna Jr. in this. Drake Baldwin. Get him out. I'm going to break. X-Bowl question, Steve's guarantee. It's next on the Marlins Radio Network.
So there's nobody catching him on the American League side.
1-1. That one lined up the middle. That is down for a base hit. Marcy around third. He will come in to score, and the Gus Bus does drive him home. Augustine Ramirez with an RBI knock, and that's some breathing room for the fish. 5-3 in the bottom of the second. 0-1 pitch. Acosta hits one well out to left center field. Profar is back. He's looking up, and it's gone. There's the insurance. All this guy does is hit homers. His 3rd major league hit. They've all left the yard, and there's the breathing room we've been clamoring for. It's 2-0 Marlins in the bottom of the 8th because of our guy Maximo.
That we've seen 8 outs via the ground ball.
First pitch to Troy. He smacks high in the sky, right center. Acuna on the move. He is back, and it short hops off the base of the wall. Otto held, but he's around third. He will score without a throw, and Troy Johnston swaps places with him. It's an RBI double, and in a pitcher's duel, it's the Marlins that strike first. 1-0 Fish in the bottom of the 5th. 3-2. That one hit well out to left center field and deep. Lucas is back at the track. He leaps up, and it's gone. Power stroke. Javier Sanoja. Homer number 5 on the year for him. Little man's got some thump. And the Fish are on the board. 3-1 Toronto in the bottom of the 2nd. Solo homer. He's got 2 of the 3 knocks. 2-1. That one hit well out to right center field and deep. Varsho is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Maximo again.
Information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
Program today. Marlins on deck, Fox Sports 940 Miami. It starts from the top. Carlos back in the studio doing a nice job hitting the 1s and 2s. Gabby Sanchez bringing the juice per usual. Jack McMullen as well. We'll play baseball in 9 minutes. Steven Strom here on a Wednesday afternoon. The final game of this 9-game homestand for the Marlins. It's been great to be home. Marlins did lose 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals and Blue Jays, but an opportunity at a series win this afternoon with Ryan Gusto, who will make his 2nd start against the Braves in the month of August, going opposite Joey Wentz. Let's get to our Marlins Radio X-Poll question today. When was the last time the Marlins finished in third place in the National League East? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. Carlos, it is time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
You know who I've had enough of? You know what? Drake Baldwin. This guy turns into Babe freaking Ruth when he plays the Marlins. Now, he's a good player. Like, he's probably going to win NL Rookie of the Year. I meant that with respect. Drake Baldwin is catching and batting fourth. Steve's Guarantee, this guy doesn't hit a home run. Okay, that's what we're going to go. Drake Baldwin is not going to hit a home run today. That's my Steve's Guarantee. Gabby, don't look at me like that.
That's ridiculous.
I'm done with him. I'm done with him. He's killed us. He's killed us. Joey Wentz today. Guy has command issues. 10.7% walk rate. I think the Marlins draw 3 walks. So 3 walks against Wentz and no home runs for Drake Baldwin. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Gabby Sanchez, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins Radio Network.
With Robinhood,